not been updated.
Yeah, I have them. More behind the scenes footage. See, there it is. Right on the channel as soon as I logged it. I'll send those over to you in a sec. They're in the media channel, but I think RC was making sure they were right before he posted and forgot. GP. Boom. Done. Right to your inbox. Oh my, I've just looked up and see the rain.
Ooh.
It is raining here for qualifying in China. I believe that is the tears of all the Tier 1 drivers crying about how much they can't stand this track, and they get to qualify in the rain. Welcome everyone, we're live, Zenith Online Racing. It's round 10. We are in Shanghai for the Chinese Grand Prix. It's the Tier 1 crew tackling it to start the week. And Season 7 of Zenith Online Racing, 10 races in. I'm Arbiga, joined once again by GP Colin. How are we doing tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I've got my beverage topped up. Maybe I have to top that up again soon. Yeah, it's raining. It's raining alright. So we got the inters. What we're looking at for full for the race conditions here. We're looking at a wet race, perhaps. That would not be good for us finishing on time.
It's not good for anybody.
It's not, but I would like to point out we got 19 guys here. The amount of complaining I saw in the chat today about having to race at China tonight. Really hated track. There's a few of us that actually like it. I think it's a really good racetrack. I don't know why everyone hates it so much, but
I don't mind it.
I'm surprised we got 19 though.
Yeah,
I thought a few people would suddenly feel ill right before the race and not show up.
Okay. Well, had they known it was going to rain, they may have become ill.
Yeah. This is true.
I like the track. It's, the setup that I have to run, I need a little bit more downforce, and so I get eaten up coming down the back straight, and that's kind of a drag.
All right, we're on board with Rex. Starting our first hot lap of the evening. Let's ride on board with Rex as he makes his way into turn 1. Very high-speed entry here. You want to try and carry as much momentum as you can and just kind of kiss this inside curb right here. Shorten that track a little bit. And you want to be, again, on the curb for the apex there. Really slippery for Rex. He's sliding all over the place there. Just saved it. Normally a pretty high-speed area coming up, but probably going to be a little dicey with the wet weather. This is one of my favorite parts of any racetrack I've driven. This set of corners here is just supreme. I love the way that you're just constantly trying to find the limit. And then you just got to nail the braking here. Hang left. Get a good entry into this corner, which almost could be flat in dry weather. And barrel down this little straight. And this is a really important section as well. You want to try and carry as much speed as you can around the apex here and get on the throttle as early as you can without the back end losing the traction. Get the power down, and the earlier you can do it, the more stable, the less wheel spin you can have and more stability you can get, the better you'll do down this long straight into the braking zone. Anchors out at about 80 meters there for Rex, and just missing the apex a little bit again. Understandable in the wet weather, though. You do tend to miss things. It's really about how much speed you're carrying through the corner and how quickly you can get on full power when it's raining. Really important factors if you're trying to look for a good lap. We have, I believe it's Jinnit. Let's get to Jinnit all the way at the bottom. just finishing a lap here. Looks like he's well off the pace here, actually. Maybe just starting one. Looks like he's about to go for one. Puff's on one. Sorry, who is that?
I was just saying that Rex is he's 4/10 up on Packer in second.
Oh yeah. So it's funny though, because he was the first one to set a lap time. I wasn't too sure if it was a good one, but it looks like it is. Say's put a 44.8 in. Pretty quick driver. He's popped in here the last few races as a reserve driver, and he's been putting up some really competitive times. So he definitely got himself sorted into the right tier, it appears. There's somebody off the road here. That looks like Maverick, who is I'm not a big fan of this track, and he's parked himself on the lawn. And Puff crossing the line, 45.6 for Puff.
I think Rex might be doing another lap here. He's about ready to come into the next to last turn.
Yep.
Should soon find out, because he seemed to be pressing. Yep.
Yeah, he's going. Looks like a good time. Found the limit, and he's well up. Nearly a second on Packer at the moment. Let's see what Packer can do. He's up half a second. Get Packer crossing the line. Much better time for Packer, and he's up to provisional pole.
Wow.
That's what we're expecting to see.
There you go.
Excellent time for Packer there. Great shot. Got a few guys without a lap time. Not sure who else we have coming down the back straight, but looks like Fusions, who's down at the bottom. He's coming in the pits, I would think.
So RC, the first one without a time, about ready to start a hot lap.
All right, let's check in with RC. He's gone really deep there.
Yeah.
Appears to be really struggling for grip. It looks like it's gonna stop raining, honestly. It's pretty bright around the middle of the track here. I would think that slicks are going to be in play by the end of qualifying.
It's really not raining that hard to begin with.
No. Honestly, the track almost looks dry already. Oh, maybe not.
I was going to say, he nailed that first turn. Got a little squiggly on the second.
I don't know if I'm not seeing standing water or there isn't any. I don't think there is any. Maybe that's why
I don't see any.
Struggling so much. I think the track is dry. It stopped raining.
So
yeah, guys are putting softs on, so yeah, it stopped raining. Interesting. I was going to say it's going to be a mixed up qualifying with the wet conditions, but just a little bit of spray there on the lens as he makes his way through here. A little bit more again there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
This sector seems a lot wetter.
It is. Oh, big moment.
Nice save.
Not really using any battery though. It seems he's just kind of DRS enabled. So you know what that means. Beck is out of qualifying, and
oof.
If I said I'd never seen Beck crash in that corner, I'd be a liar. I know exactly. I see where he is on the map, and I know exactly what he's done. And I've seen him do it. Probably twice I've seen him do that. At least once I have. So Fuzz going with medium tires. Interesting strategy here. If he puts a couple laps of fuel in and gets a good second lap in towards the end of the session, might pay off.
Yeah, RC's well off the pace here.
He's gonna have to get in the pits. He didn't stay out, did he?
I'm sorry?
Did RC stay out?
Yes, he did.
He finished that lap even though it's dry now?
Correct.
That wasn't a good decision. But he was...
yeah, well, maybe he felt like, at least I'll get a time.
Yeah, I guess. It's only 16th, though.
Yeah. I guess he had nothing to lose but to just abort and go back in.
Yeah, I think if you're out on track on inters, you gotta head in. Gotta go pit.
Yeah. Wow. He is struggling. I'm wondering, I mean, we haven't heard from anybody whether it was going to be a dry or wet race, have we? Anybody
No, we haven't.
Okay.
He's up a second though, so I mean, I just don't see the point. You can go much quicker on dry tires.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just wondering if he is struggling because he maybe stayed with a dry setup and with no adjustments, expecting a dry race.
Possibly. I mean, I think he's struggling because the track's dry and he's got inters on. That's got to be the main factor. He's going quicker than his previous time, but surely all the lap time is on the slicks. You're going to improve probably 10 seconds.
Yep.
I don't know how quickly you'll get to that level, but
yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he pits.
I think he should.
Oh,
yes. Wow, definitely now.
Yeah, no point. Mr. Joshua on an lap.
I would say fuel up and go for a couple laps because the track's just going to improve. You don't want to waste time pitting.
Right.
Excuse me.
So, wow. Boy, Josh seems to be struggling on the softs. Bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, it looks like you've been getting a little bit of glitching. Are you getting that? His car seems to be jolting around a lot.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was that or if he was really struggling. And
I think he's okay. I think it's just bugged. Do we have anybody? Let's ride with Scabney. I'd love to give Joshua a glory run here, but Scabney's about to start a lap.
I'll stay with Josh if he stays out.
He's on the slicks, Scabney, and looking pretty solid. You can see that dry line forming on the racing line. Drier anyways. I would say it's fully dry anyway.
Whoa. Yeah, Josh has gone really wide.
So Scabney's up 2 seconds. That would currently put him on very close to provisional pole. I'm assuming he'll find more time through this high-speed section here.
Oh yeah, he's way more stable on his shoes than Josh. Josh is, I don't know if it's a glitch.
His car is skittering around, so I didn't really want to watch it just because it doesn't seem like it's
driving me nuts.
Yeah, it's kind of that for me. It's just annoying, but I'm sure like everything's fine in his view. It's just the way we're seeing it. Mm-hmm. It's not worth riding on board. We'd rather ride on board with a car that's stable because it's almost sickening to watch, to be honest. The way it jumps around constantly.
You know, I think we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 5 guys out there on mediums.
Yeah, that's the way I think with the evolution of the track. Put the mediums on and fuel up the car and go for a few runs.
I think they really want to qualify.
Oh yeah, there's the lap time. Yeah, 10 seconds faster. That's what I said. I think I've been doing this too long.
Hey, you informed the listeners.
It's true.
Accurately.
I never say anything outlandish. Joshua, about a second off Scabney, so he's got some work to do. I think the guys on the mediums could pull the master stroke here. You get the perfect track at the end on the medium tire, slide yourself into the top, 7. Like, you're in a really good spot.
I would think so.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to be too far out of reach for guys like Adri, Puff, Fuzz, possibly. Well, probably Fuzz. Fuzz seems to do better in qualifying than Puff, generally. So
Packer's up 6.5 seconds on his time, so he's got some work to do. Still.
Absolutely. We got T-Brum out here. We haven't given him too much airtime. He's pretty new. He's been here a few weeks with us, but I didn't really see him much. I think he's had some crashes the first few races he's been in. He doesn't seem to last long on track. Yeah, he bailed on his hot lap.
Yep.
Let's stay with T-Brum here for the final few turns.
Nice. Well done.
Very late on the brakes, and he's gone super deep. He kept it legal, though.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, he did.
That's really good.
Oh, my word.
Yeah,
He
on a
probably
provisional
lost
pole.
close to almost 2/10 going that deep over there. At least a
I would
10.
say, yeah. We got Goofy now. Doesn't look like he's got the battery on. Is he just about to start a lap? He is, I believe. No, he's heading in the pits.
Boxing.
No, he's already done a lap. I think his counter just might be botched.
So, let's see, who's ahead of Bushy?
It's like a Red Bull, perhaps.
Yeah. It is Fusions. He's probably
Yeah.
boxing. Yep. So, I think Bushy Baboon is about ready to finish his lap. Nope.
It is going to get extremely busy out on track in a moment, as everybody is on an outlap or in the pits.
Yep. This could be, and this will be interesting.
Absolutely. Everyone just waiting for that very last moment, it seems. Seiya is starting a run. It looks like he's going to be our first hot lap. Yep, it looks like it will be Seiya. Let's do a Seiya.
T-Brum? Oh, jeez, I thought he was going. Wow, okay.
So Seiya is going quickest. Wish we could see like a comparison to like the next couple cars or something, if it, like when it shows the split. Like where is he right now, you know, compared to the other guys? Like,
Yeah, write a letter. Cody's.
I'll write a letter to them, all right. That'll probably be the last thing on my mind when I write in.
Give him a piece of your mind.
Yeah, oh yeah. You can just watch the stream every week. They'll be able to get a whole grocery list of everything they need to fix.
A lot of outlap drivers out there.
Oh yeah. Can't afford to run wide now. Looking Seiya do final turn here. Pretty much nailed that. Little squirtly on the exit, but pretty solid. And he's on to provisional pole. Nice run from Seiya. Everybody else on the run. We got Maverick starting one. Let's ride with Maverick. It's a pretty important run for Maverick, sitting in 19th. He's sort of in the championship hunt this year, so he needs to put one together right now. They're getting a little bit of that glitching with his car as well.
So Adri, the only driver remaining in the top 10 on the mediums, and he's on a hot lap.
Yeah, he's P6 currently, so that's really T-Money into second
on
the medium tire. T-Money making a statement here. This could work out well. Although Seiya's time much quicker, I think the guys on the softs will probably be ahead of T-Money. A lot of guys on mediums, though.
Yep. Your good friend Puff Digital is just about getting to the, what do we call it, the golf club head? Golf club corner?
I guess so. It kind of looks like a field hockey stick, actually. Or maybe like an elf shoe, something like that. But yeah, Maverick ahead on the road, I guess, and then Puff is behind. We're riding with Maverick, who does not have a time currently. About to set his on the soft. We got a few guys done for quali already. You see T-Room, Fusions, Goofy, Bushy, all out. And Maverick crosses the line. Provisional pole for Maverick. There he goes. Check in with Puff. Puff 8. It's not bad if he gets there on the mediums. We'll see. He's been jumped by a few cars already, it seems. Who else do we have coming across? We got Scavney.
Wow.
Scavney about to cross the line. What can he do? Looks good for Scavney up into 5th. So pretty competitive times now that we're on the dry tires. Jinnit on the mediums goes P6. That's a good spot for Jinnit. Buzz P7 on the mediums. Puff down to 15th there. Wow.
Wow. Talk about...
The entire field's jumped ahead.
Yeah, even T-Money's down to 10th. However,
He's done. Say on a run, perhaps. No, he's pitting. So that's it. Rex has leapfrog Packer for pole by just hundredths of a second here. So wow. Rex takes pole, Packer second, Maverick takes third. That's a solid result for Alpine. Seye will start fourth. Good result for him. Zem is fifth. He had a pretty miserable week last week. Starting fifth tonight. Zem's done really well in qualifying, and his races just, it seems like things go wrong for him very quickly. So hopefully he gets a good clean start tonight, and he can hang around and try to pressure for a podium. That would be pretty interesting. He's definitely got it in him, and I think he just needs to find his zen some weeks. He gets a little antsy at times. But Jinnit and Buzz, only 3 thousandths between them on the medium tire. Yeah, basically the same guy.
Yeah. Interesting. It's incredible that the Inters, we'll say that they averaged a 144. You got 13 seconds faster on the sauce. 13 seconds.
Yeah. 13 seconds.
So unfortunate for T-Money in a sense. You know, he's going to have to start on those mediums. And Adri, poor man's pole, has his choice of tires. He's going to have nice fresh tires, whether it be mediums or softs.
I think that's all right for T-Money. It's still a pretty good spot to start on mediums, and no one ahead of you is going to have the choice except for Jinnit and Fuzz. Jinnit and Fuzz in a really good spot. I would be interested to see how they do.
Yeah, I don't think T-Money's in a bad spot at all, but I know that whenever I'm 10th, it's like, you know, damn, I wish I would have just fallen spot, because then I could have gotten a fresh tires.
Story of my career, man. I can't tell you the amount of times where I was sitting around 9th or 10th, and I was like, oh, just bump me out, please. And I'd end up starting 10th every damn time. I mean, like, the race strategy was a really big thing for me, and I was always like, if I could just start 11th, I bet you I could get on the podium. But now I'm starting 10th on soft, so I'm going to have a hard time getting, you know, more than a few points tonight. Oh yeah, it's a full chalice, to say the least. Is it raining? It's damn close.
It doesn't look like it is. I mean, everything looks dry. However,
yeah, it's not.
It is obviously overcast.
Yeah, I would say that it's a threat. It's definitely in play.
And I never really picked up... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, especially since we had rain in qualifying, I find any time that there is active weather in any session, that it's always a threat then. Like, where it'll say, oh, qualifying is dry, but the race might be wet. And then you'll be doing qualifying, and towards the end it starts kind of raining. And you're like, oh, like, it said it was going to be dry. So I think once the weather kind of is in play, it's always possible. I don't know if anybody... I mean, we don't know what the race strategy looks like. They might think... It might show that it's going to rain in 10 minutes, right?
Right. Now, I'm just wondering, you see the fans up on the top of the garage there?
Yeah.
You know, they don't have umbrellas. I don't know if it is raining, if they are with umbrellas, or...
I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure about those fans in particular, but...
Just wondering if that would be an indication, you know, they don't seem to be worried about rain, so maybe it's not going to, but we shall see.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to rain. Start. At least not at the start, it's not going to rain. One hard driver, that's Puff, down in 16th, he's gone hard. I think you can do hard to soft if you start on them.
Yeah, it's you could do medium or medium soft, soft medium, but you really, my experience is you have to be very careful on your tires. If there are no cautions or safety cars,
yeah,
I think a lot of the guys that have poor tire wear would really be struggling and lose a lot of time trying to bridge that gap to go to the medium or the soft.
Yeah, absolutely. I think medium to hard probably the best way. I think if you're starting in the softs, you kind of have to put the hards on, and if you're going to one-stop it. So it'll be interesting to see how the strategy plays out. I don't know about T-Room starting 13th on softs. I think that's a big L. Not a good move.
Why don't I have the tires here? I gotta fix this. Aha. Yeah, I would think, the guys with, the top 5 there, they're probably the biggest candidates to go soft to hard, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think anybody starting on the softs should probably try to put the hards on, but it really depends. Really depends on safety car. I honestly think if a safety car comes out early, you get off the softs, put the hards on, and just go as long as you can and either put another soft on or a
Ooh,
medium at the end. If maybe
couple
there's another
DQs.
safety car, you pop a medium on, right? Yeah, Fuzz and
Right.
ours or Adri have DQ'd, and there are 2 cars between them, so I'm pretty curious to see how that happened.
So, an aside here, in your letter to Cody's or to EA Sports, I would ask that perhaps they give Spectator a view of the weather, so that we
Yeah,
could share that with the listeners. You know what I mean? I mean,
it would be
how hard can
interesting.
that be?
Huh, buddy, there's there's a thousand questions that end with that. How hard could that be? But apparently it's quite hard because we have yet to see a lot of these things fixed that have been continual issues for years and years. They did rub a lot of them out this year, I have to say, but there's still some
Yeah,
prominent ones that linger. So hopefully they can get those ironed out.
right. It's not going downhill, anyways. I mean, they've leveled off and made some improvements. So,
Yeah, yeah. All right, we're ready to go. We got Rex on pole. We got 3, 4, 5 lights are on. And they are off. Looks like a good start for Packer on the outside. I think he's got a shot here into turn 1. Not quite. Seye down the inside, though, into turn 1. Just nicking Maverick there. I think he's got it done. Looks like a few cars going wheel to wheel here through the turn 2 and 3 complex. And Jinnit, T-Money, side by side here. Both on the medium tire, so T-Money gets a really good start there. And T-Money absolutely sends it. Oh, he slammed into
that's why
Scavney.
Fuzz got
Oh, and there's
pushed
contact.
outside.
That's RC's gone across the front of a few cars and took them with him. T-Brum and RC and Jinnit, I believe, were caught up in that.
Jinnit has his wing.
Yeah, Scavney. Scavney is missing. I think Scavney has damage from T-Money.
T-Brum has got no wing.
Yeah, Scavney's falling down the order here. It looks like does he have a puncture?
He's missing his right end plate.
Oh,
His
yeah,
tires
okay.
seem fine.
Yeah, so I think T-Money slammed into Scavney and broke his wing, whereas T-Money maybe doesn't have damage here.
He seems to be holding his place up here.
He's holding these guys up, but doesn't seem to be struggling nearly as much as Scavney was. There goes Fusions.
Yeah, T-Money's car seems fine. His wings do anyways.
Yeah, he's going to get a penalty for that, though, I think. I think he was trying to get Jinnit, and he just went so deep. T-Money is?
Yeah. Yep, T-Money's boxing, so he does have an issue of some sort.
I believe he did, yeah. I would think so. It was a pretty good whack, so Scavney's pit. Actually, everybody at the back has pit because of that collision there. RC. I think he was just trying to move over, and he caught the edge of someone else's car and collected T-Brum and Jinnit.
Yeah, Jinnit had to... the Mercedes got double stacked there. T-Money came in, and Jinnit had to follow him in. So he had to wait. They both got onto the hards. We've got four hard tire drivers out there now.
Honestly, I think the hards can go to the end. I remember taking them pretty far in that wet weather race that Huff pit for inters, and I stayed out, and it was like 20 some odd laps, I think, on them.
You just lose so much time to the other guys. I mean, I think I don't know what the strategy would be. Do you want another safety car after so many laps before you fall too far behind, and then you can jump onto a better tire? Because you are going to lose. They're going to lose a lot of time.
I guess. It really depends what happens, like with the rest of the race. So it's hard to say that they're going to lose a ton of time. There's contact there. Whoosh. Beck and Adri going wheel to wheel here. I think Beck went really deep there trying to race. Let's get a better shot for you here. Get some action at the front as well, so we're going to try to stay with that. We have DRS now.
Packers giving Rex a lot to think about. Yeah, top five, a pretty good battle. Only Say's a little drop back a little bit, second and a half, but that's not the end of the world.
So Mogul's doing well. He's sort of just having a nice quiet race at the moment. He's sitting there hanging on. Staying tucked in behind these guys. I think it looks like Zem and Maverick got the pace to get by Say. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, DRS. Once that comes online.
Yeah, I think down the straight it's open, so I would think that those two go sailing by Say. I think Packer's probably going to get Rex here as well. And what happens from here on out remains to be seen. We'll have to see if the guys that get overtaken can fight back, because they're obviously doing well enough to stay ahead, so they've got pace. Here comes Maverick down the inside. Wheel to wheel with Say, dives across, takes that place nicely. Very decisive there. Zamoglis just losing touch a little bit, but he should get a shot here with the DRS. Say taking a look into turn one. Zamoglis just trying to hang on.
Oh, we got some sunshine.
Yep. Looks like we might be heading towards a full dry race here.
Yes, already the medium, the first medium driver, Fusions, is just over 2 seconds off the pace. Josh behind him on the medium, another 2 seconds back. So yeah, there's a significant difference between, I mean, that's obvious, but I wouldn't have expected it to be that much so quick.
Yeah, the pace advantage is it's a bit high. I mean, they're longer laps, so I would say within a lap or two, the softs are probably not going to be the better tire. I think around lap 6 is when you sort of aim to pit.
Right. I mean, this is a relatively a fast track in that there aren't that many technical corners, you know, so the mediums really shouldn't lose that much time because you're just going straight a lot of the time.
Yeah. So Puff on the hard tire is sitting P11 currently. That's a pretty good spot for him, actually.
Wow.
That's worked out nicely.
Yeah, because he was P19 just a couple laps ago.
Yeah, it looks like he's putting pressure on RC as well.
Oh, no, I love the blue skies. There we go.
The CA is really holding these guys up. They're losing touch with the front runners here.
Well, they just need to be a little patient here. There's plenty of opportunity with these DRS zones, so just need to nail that, you can call it the field hockey corner.
Yeah. What is it, is it turn 13, I think, something like that? If we're to count them.
Yeah, I think like I said, I'm ill prepared. I usually have a little map. I don't have it.
I don't think any of the corners have names in China, though. Here comes Maverick. Oh, tries the dummy
wow.
move. Yeah, see, he just kind of
Great
parked it
stuff.
there.
Yeah, it's early in the race. You know, you don't need to do anything too crazy trying to defend.
Yeah, and I think Zamoglis is doing well here as well. There goes
Say's
Say going
boxing.
for the undercut. So Say going for an undercut here. Where's he going to filter out? That's going to be very important. We got Fusions catching up to Zamoglis on the mediums. I don't know if we'll see Team Orders here. Zem doing a nice job here. He could be in a good spot. He's running with the front runners. He's close. He's on the same strategy as them. I think that could work out well for him.
So Say's going to the mediums. He must be going soft, medium, soft.
Yeesh.
That's what
Just gonna two-stop? I don't think it's worth it.
I do think he could. He did 6 laps, 5 laps, 6 laps on the mediums. He's going to do 22. I'm sorry, 6 on the softs. He's going to do 22 on the mediums.
I don't think so. He might try, but I don't think he can. I think you can do about 12, 15 on the mediums here and about 6 to 8 on the softs. That's why I think a lot of guys will go medium hard. Like, 12 lap medium, 16 hard. The hards seem to be a good race tire here, honestly. Like, Puff's doing a fairly good job up there. Like, he's in P9 currently. He's got a bit of a gap ahead of him, but those guys all have to pit. Puff can go really deep into the race, and if he gets a safety car, it'll pay off immensely. He is closing on Andrea, I think. Just catching him. Maverick is pit. Rex is pit. So Zem moves into P2. He's got Fusions on his tail. I think these two are going to be racing. I don't think Zem's going to let him go.
Rex is going onto the hards. Rex is onto the hards. So is Maverick.
That's the way I believe, in my opinion. I think you can go. I think you can go about 21, 22 laps on the hards. That's got to be the tire to take. So that's what I'm thinking. Puff's going to go about lap 20. Chuck the softs on for the last 8. The softs will last 8 at the end with low fuel. Fusions gets by Zem.
You got Maverick that just came out behind Say. They're, basically same age tire, but different compound. You got Say on the mediums, and you got Maverick on the hards. I'm going to keep an eye on this. I want to see if Say can really pull away.
He kind of needs to, because he's still got Maverick in his DRS range, and they were fighting before he pit. And he went for an undercut, put mediums on, and didn't really pull a gap. So he's really got to fire it up now.
Yeah, so if I'm Say, I'm thinking I need to go as fast as I can, as long as I can, pull away from these hard tire drivers, get a caution or safety car, jump onto the softs, having gained whatever time I could have gained against those on the medium. On the hards. So yeah, right. He's got to be on a mission. He's got to be going as hard as he can. And
Zamoglis pits, doesn't do his speeding in the pit lane. Zamoglis seems to have his head in the right place tonight. No, he seems really collected and calm, Sometimes I get on board with Sam and I'm like, oh yeah, he's wringing the neck of this thing tonight, but he just seems to be really in control. So hopefully that continues.
Maybe it was a good day for day trading.
Yep. Sitting on a fat stack, he's just like, yeah, no, I'll just casually go out there and podium, no biggie.
So Say is doing what I think he needs to do, which is getting on with it and getting the heck away from these hard tire drivers.
Yep.
So Rex is next in line, and he's 2.5 seconds behind him. And
you should catch him pretty quick.
He should. Rex doesn't have anybody holding him up, and he's about 3/4 of a second behind Beck for DRS. So, again, for me, this is interesting.
Who's that? Was that Beck that spun?
Beck did spin. Yep. At the beginning of the field hockey club.
The club corner. We'll call it the club
The
corner.
club corner, yeah. I think it was Electric Chicken that coined it. I thought he called it. Maybe it was just the club. But
Maybe he might have said the 9-iron or something like that. 9-iron corner.
Oh, Bushy got a little squiggly there at the hairpin.
Nice little scrap going on up the front here. Joshua, Bones, and Adri duking it out for third. And Maverick and Bushy wheel to wheel. Looks like Maverick's got that place. Let's get back to the battle at the front. And Puff sneakily up into P6. He's going to have fast tires at the end, running in a good spot here.
Interesting, Packer is on the softs, right? I don't know if you mentioned that. He's the only one to pit. Oh no, he's still on his. He has yet to pit.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's trying to get the gap, I think. And he looks like he's just about got it. I would say he probably comes out ahead of Say. And he'll have much better tires. He can probably get the mediums to the end.
I would think so. He's got to be shooting for that. At this point, you might as well go for it.
Or at least fresher hards. That's fine. But Puff is trying to close in on these guys. Bones, Adri, and Joshua. And they're starting to race wheel to wheel now. So that's going to be good news for Puff. Puff driving on his own at the moment. Just hanging on to them. Not really losing ground. But this should cost them a lot of time. So Puff can hopefully start to move his way up. Maybe ride that Rex DRS a little bit. We got Packer in the pits. Packer to mediums, yes. I think he could get those to the end from here. 17 laps, roughly.
So, bad news for Say. Not that bad, but I mean, he is losing time to Rex.
So Packer comes out. He's only got 1.8 seconds to Say, but much better tires. So Packer tucked in behind Puff. So he's going to have to get some moves done here, not to cost himself too much time. Puff hanging in that DRS range. Good news for Puff.
We have our first penalty. Team money.
Yeah, that's only our first. And penalty. We have no DNFs at this stage.
That is awesome.
Except for, I think Fuzz just went off again.
Yeah, Fuzz
He's not having a good time. I think Fuzz is probably going to be our first retirement tonight. I feel like he's going to go park it. He does not enjoy the circuit.
Come on, Fuzz.
Lead by example, Fuzz. Don't retire. Drive it to the end. Get yourself a point. You never know, man. There's a lot of times I wanted to quit a race and ended up getting a point or two out of it. It just sometimes
he's boxing.
Comes to you guys. I'm sure he's calling it.
I'm not a racer like Fuzz, and I'm not a BSer like Fuzz. I wish I could be. Fuzz just cracks me up in Discord all the time with his ability to just talk trash. He's going on to the mediums.
And he's retired.
No, he's.
Yeah, he retired.
Yeah, he did. Damn.
Yeah, he did. T-Money had a moment. He's gone and spun the car after a really strong performance tonight. He's struggling in the race.
Yeah, those hards. I think that he's trying to warm up his tires as he's going down the back straight. He's swerving side to side. So.
Well, he did have a spin, so he probably is just trying to regulate the temperatures a little bit. Just trying to stabilize them a bit more.
Oh, yeah. Boxing.
T-Money is?
Yeah, nice. He's getting the heck off those hards, I'm sure.
He might be calling it a night, too.
Think so?
Yeah.
No, not T-Money. Come on, T-Money. You got both Mercedes and at the tail end of the... he's changing his wing, so he's going to tough it out.
Maybe hit the wall. All right, well, slap the mediums on. They're going to the end now.
You stay on the lead lap. You never know. You never know.
Yeah, no, I would stay out. I wouldn't just give up. He's got a better tire now. And really, it's not I was gonna say it's not his fault, but it kind of was. He made a mistake, put himself in that bad spot early by, just getting a
Right.
little too aggressive into the corner. Obviously, he wasn't trying to overtake Scabney. Was it Scabney he hit? Yeah. He wasn't aiming for Scabney. He was trying to defend from Jinnit, and he just went so deep that he ended up slamming into the side of Scabney, and it's really unfortunate because it's, just it happens. Sometimes you get a
Yep.
little aggressive and you make a mistake, and it's not like he was
So
intending to make the move.
right, and you probably understand this too. I mean, so when it's the first lap, you're trying to pay as much attention to the guys in front of you as you are to the guys behind you, and you're trying to go as fast as you can without running into the guys in front of you. But you don't want to slow down too quick so that the guys in the back of you run into you.
Yeah.
And for me, that is such a delicate thing to be aware of both and to try to avoid braking too soon so that somebody hits you, and braking too late so that you hit somebody else. And I think that's probably what happened there for Team Money, was just trying to balance that out, and maybe looking back and broke a little too late, or I didn't see it, but I know that's what happens to me a lot, and I imagine that's what happens to a lot of guys trying to avoid trouble both in front and behind when you're on that first lap, first 2-3 turns, whatever it might be.
Yeah. Packer is now attacking Rex, so this is our battle for the net lead. Fusion's coming to the pits with the 12-lap-old mediums. I think that's what I was saying, roughly. You want to throw the hards on now. Get the best life out of the hards at this stage.
Here we go. He is. Yep. He went on to the hards.
Rex really under threat here, but he does have the track position at the moment. Packer on the fresher tires, the softer compound. Yeah. Who's going to have more tire life at the end, though?
So personally, I would still rather be Packer. I'd always rather be on the softer compound, particularly when it's borderline. If he can get past Rex and then just get into consistent laps and try to pull away, it may work out for him.
Yeah, I definitely think so.
But Rex is not easy to get by.
No, it's not going to be easy. And I would say that the compounds are relatively similar, like in terms of life right now. Like 5-lap-old hards would probably be working as well as the mediums 2 laps old. Just in terms of like their working range and whatnot. Obviously the mediums are a better tire, but
so
how long does that advantage last?
Right, so dropping back to 6th position with Puff, 12-lap-old hards. He's probably getting into that time frame that he's looking for a safety car.
Absolutely. I would say if I'm Puff, like, you're not really under pressure from anyone that is on the same strategy as you. I would just stay out as long as you can, and then chuck the softs on at the end and go make some overtakes and get some points.
Absolutely, yeah. He you're right. He's in a position he does not need to. He doesn't need to feel like he might need to pit, because Say is 7-lap-old mediums, but Maverick is 6-lap-old hards. He's got time. Put some solid laps in there, get 2 or 3 laps more in.
Yep.
Some of these medium tired drivers will start to slip a little bit, perhaps.
I'd say the biggest threat to Puff at this moment is Bushy. He's a fair ways off, and on mediums he's not gonna get to the end, and he surely he has to pit anyway, I believe. But
do you mean Fusions? Because Bushy's they got the same lap. They got the same age tire, different compound, so Bushy's tires are going to be gone before Puff's are.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Bushy's the one that's closest to Puff at the moment. Like, in terms of, like, Puff thinking, like, well, how long can I run these hards before it's starting to hurt my race? Like,
okay, gotcha.
The next closest guy that's on the same strategy is a ways back, so
okay.
I think he's got some wiggle room. Bones is pit. So the 13-lap-old medium guy's starting to come in. I would say Bushy probably going to be in a lap or two. He'll
Packer
be coming in.
Oh my, Packer is all over Rex and has been. He had a chance, but Rex gets great exits, and of course that's so important. He was able to maintain position.
What happened to Zimoglis? He's lost touch with Maverick by quite a margin, but I guess he's still in an okay position.
Well, I really think, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I guess, for me, again, I'm not an advocate for the freaking hard tires. And I imagine that setup probably has a major effect. So some of the guys that have setups that just don't run well with the hard tires, perhaps lose a lot, where some other guys maybe have setups that allow for the hard tires to work better for them. Maybe Zimoglis is, maybe he's got a setup that the hard tires just aren't doing what he would like them to do.
It's possible, yeah, because it does look like he's losing ground to Bushy, which is odd.
Yeah,
he's had a mistake, I think. Yeah,
so
or Bones just went by.
Him. Yep, Bones passed him. I mean, Bones on fresh hard tires, but I mean, 6 laps and 0 laps, they're basically the same when we're talking about the hard tires. So at the front, Adrian, boy, these two guys right here, Adrian and Mr. Joshua, they've got to be screaming for a safety car, and it has to be well timed. I would have to think that if we got a safety car within the next 2 or 3 laps, if Josh and Adri stayed out, I would think that Packer and Rex would both pit behind them. Oh, so would say everybody behind them would pit.
Absolutely,
and so they would maintain position and have a fighting chance. So, yeah, these guys...
I don't think Packer would pit. We've seen him stay out.
No? Okay.
If I was on 5-lap-old mediums, I guess,
But the guys behind you are going to have fresh softs.
Yeah,
particularly
I know.
Rex. I mean,
Yeah.
Rex might be...
Yeah, that's an interesting one. But when everyone's bunched up, they can tend to squabble, and you always get a better launch in from first, right? So you get a much better start from first, because you get to decide when to punch it. Puff's pit. Puff's obviously going for the mediums now, I guess. Maybe the softs can last.
Boy, fresh softs? Yeah. Might be worth the risk.
Oh, he's got medium. We have a yellow flag, though. Who's that? T-Money, perhaps?
I don't have yellow.
Puff out into 11th on fresh mediums. I would take that at this stage,
That's
honestly.
not bad.
That's not bad at all, no.
No.
Especially if there's a safety car. You can definitely stay out, right? You're not going to gain much.
I'm curious, though. I haven't practiced this, so I really don't know what to expect for the tire life. But I would expect that the softs could go, the 10 laps or so that are left. 11, actually probably 12. But Adri,
it's about 11
unfortunately,
laps.
just got a penalty.
Yeah. Wheel to wheel there. Joshua and Packer. Packer getting it done. Trying to make his way back to the front.
I have to say, I love racing, and seeing how Josh handled that, knowing Packer was there, it was just awesome to see the 2 cars side by side with no threat of somebody taking the other guy out.
Yeah.
which is what we all want. We want to be able to pass somebody and not worry that they're gonna like drive into you or not. So
exactly.
Great job by those guys.
Yellow
the
flag.
penalties are starting to add up. All the warnings.
Is that Maverick that's had a moment? It is. That's big. Maverick having a big mistake there. Put Zamoglis in reach.
Excuse me. So unfortunate for Mr. Joshua, he just had to be graceful and gracious, I should say, to Packer at the end of the straight. And now he's got Rex behind him, and he's going to have to reciprocate. Not reciprocate, but he's going to have to do it again. Yeah, I'm sure he is screaming. He wants a safety car.
Oh yeah, Adri too, I think, is hanging on. They definitely are in the range for the softs now if they hit next lap, so that's at the minimum probably a good decision, I would think. Even if they came out behind Puff, they're going to have pretty good tires.
Yeah, and I'm looking at this now. Say's boxing. There's no way that either one of them can take these mediums to the end. I don't believe. Maybe if their tires were six laps younger. Yeah, so they're looking at.
Say's gone for another set of mediums. We need to talk to this man about his strategy decisions. There goes Puff through. Puff is going to be right on Say as well. Puff again, passes them.
Not defending Say. I mean, I just know that the tire wear between different drivers is pretty extreme. So we had guys boxing after what, lap 6, right?
Yeah.
The softs. And other guys waiting until lap 10 or 11?
Yeah, I feel like he's done this two-stop thing a couple times now, and it just doesn't seem to work out. Like, he really does have the pace to run the popular strategy and be in the mix. He seems to be putting himself on the back foot. Like, I mean, he's sitting P8 right now, and he's got a hell of a lot of work to do to get anywhere near the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
So, why would you know?
Yeah, I would always go for the faster tire. I would always try to take the harder tire compound that extra lap or two if I was going what we would call reverse strategy. I'd take those mediums another 2 or 3 laps so that I would have the soft tires.
I think Rex had a moment there. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think he would have done well to just put the softs on even at that point. Like, he could have hit then and put softs on, I feel. I don't think he needed to put mediums on again. Bushy into the pits. He's surely going soft.
Yes, he is. And
Goofy pits
right
for soft.
Him.
Double stack for Mercedes.
Teammates,
are they ready
brothers.
for him?
Yep.
Pretty much. It was a slight delay.
Minimal.
Yeah, I would say maybe half a second there at most.
Right, so Bushy and Goofy are brothers.
I think so, yeah. That's why they both pick monkey names, which drives me nuts.
and teammates, so yeah, it would have been really surprising that if they'd gone on to different tire strategies. I would say there would have been some family feud going on or something if they had not been.
Yeah. So check in with Scabney, chasing down Jinnit here. Just we'll take a look at the penalties. They are starting to become a bit of a factor.
All right, Adri is finally boxing. I'm sorry, Mr. Joshua. I would have to say, Josh is definitely going on to the softs. There's no way you're going on anything else unless the game messes with you and move on the softs.
Yeah, you have to. At this stage, it is the right strategy. Even if you're behind Puff now, you got the tire to go by. Even if you lost ground, right? Because Puff was well off those guys. Let's see where he comes out. Puff's going to leapfrog Adri. He's going to be... He's within reach. I mean, Sei's up to P6 now. So if he wants P5, he's got to catch up and pass Joshua on fresh softs. I think, like... Where would Sei have been? He was in the mix with Rex and Maverick, wasn't he, near the beginning? Kind of holding up the other guys.
I believe so, yes.
So, he really only lost a spot or two. And like you said, maybe just more comfortable driving on fresh tires. Doesn't want to... He's got the pace to you know, hang in P5. I guess it's not too bad, but I definitely think he'd do well to... I think he would do well to try to run a one-stop race.
Yeah, you have to be like GP Colin to try to run a one-stop race.
Gentil?
Have no faith in two-stop because you're too fucking slow.
Or you just take care of your tires.
Yeah, that's the other reason why I'm so damn slow. Yeah, that is the reason. So, the penalties, though, only one driver, Beck, back in 16th, has 6 seconds. Everybody else that has a penalty is only 3 seconds. So, that's manageable for all these guys.
Alright, we got an interesting little scrap going on here. Scavney's trying to chase down Jinnit for the final point on old mediums. Bushy on fresh softs, catching up. So, if Bushy can make his way through here. Actually, Bushy is usually the slower of the Monkey Brothers. So, did Goofy have a moment, or was he always that far off?
No, Goofy, I think, pit first. I believe.
That's what I thought.
So, again...
Sei's had a moment. He slid down the order a bit here. He had, by a few spots.
So, are you surprised that Packer now has a 9.5 second lead over Rex?
Not really because of the tire difference. I think Packer had arguably similar pace. Wow, what a move there from Bushy. Absolutely launches it down the inside on Scavney, but Scavney, wily old veteran, keeps Bushy at bay. Bushy with the DRS now, probably going to make quick work of the McLaren driver.
Mr. Joshua with the fastest lap.
Interesting. And Joshua,
again,
running a brilliant race strategy. Starting on the mediums, running long, comes out P4 on soft tires, and he has a chance at a podium here if he can.
Yeah, he does.
He's got time to hunt down Fusions for sure. Those hard tires are going to be substantially slower. Got to get used to getting Joshua in the podium interviews, I guess.
And
seems to
and I'm
sneak in there
sure he's
often.
well aware that the guys behind him have penalties, so he really doesn't have to worry too much about them. He can just focus on putting solid laps, hitting his marks, and trying to close the gap on Fusions for that podium spot.
So Adri's gone by Puff, gaining quite a bit of time here. Puff going to try and keep Sei at bay. Adri and Bones carrying penalties, so Adri's will put him near Puff. Bones not really a factor for Puff. Bones doing a nice job though, sitting P5 currently.
Bigger, correct me if I'm wrong. We haven't even had a VSC yet.
No safety cars at all. And the only guys that have retired, I believe, did it in the pits.
And yeah, the gaps are still all fairly close considering that fact.
Yeah, there's a lot of good battles still. A lot to play for a few guys, but obviously Packer, Rex, and Fusion's all kind of just driving on their own at this stage.
Pop is getting by Adri for P6.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Well, on the medium said, does Adri have damage?
I don't think so.
Doesn't look like it.
He's got some kind of issue going on here. He seems to be quite slow. Did he lose a gear, maybe?
I don't know. I mean, not that, I mean, Puff is, they're both very fast, but yeah, Puff made pretty simple work of them there. 4-lap older tires and a harder compound, so.
Doesn't Adri underfuel the car? Maybe he has to fuel save.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think he likes to underfuel the car. Maybe he lost track of his fuel.
Oh, that's a
I bet you that's what it is.
swallow.
Because he looks like he's really lifting a lot.
Yeah.
Look at the way he lifts into the corner here. Yeah, big time.
Oh my. Yep. Good call. Yeah, you're probably right.
I think he does underfuel the car, and maybe just sometimes you can get caught up racing when you do that, and it's like very easy to forget that you've done it.
Well, you do that usually when you expect at least a VSC.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to let Seye go by.
He's lifting on the straight. Like this is bad. Is the fuel light flashing?
I don't see it. I don't know why.
It's yellow. See, it's yellow on his telemetry.
Yeah.
If we go to another driver, I don't. Yeah, he's in danger here.
Oh my God! Why did those turn on?
Turn the telemetry on, enabled.
Yeah, it was on, and for whatever reason, yeah, he's wow. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Puff's actually yellow as well. So is Joshua and Rex. So Rex okay now. Joshua looks like he's doing a little bit of lifting now. I think this track also uses more fuel than most others, doesn't it? I do recall that being a thing. I think a lot of guys I do recall people being caught out here in the past going like, oh my God, what happened? Like, I'm so low on fuel. Smogless looks like he's lifting too.
I mean, hats off to these guys. No VSC, no safety car, so great job. But I mean, if you're planning on having one of those and you're playing your strategy on it, this race right here is not what you wanted.
No. Puff also getting the yellow, but it's flicking on and off, so I think he probably is coasting around that 0 laps of fuel range. Like right on the he's right on the edge of the surplus, but other guys seem to be okay. Andrew's really dropped down the order here. He's like on half throttle, like it's really bad. Like he must just be like watching his fuel mileage climb, hoping it'll get back to the green.
That's no fun. That's no fun when you have to do that.
No. But it's a risk you take when you do things like that, and if you don't manage it early in the race, it ends up costing you at this stage, right?
Yep. Yeah, Bones seems to be, although Bones doesn't seem to have any issues with fuel, he is lifting a little early, it seems.
Joshua getting a little bit of a tow here. No DRS for him, though. He is within reach of the podium, so let's stay with this battle for the final lap. We've got Joshua in striking distance on Fusions for the final podium position, running another brilliant race here, and he's got a shot at it, but really low on the battery. He's going to be struggling through power here. If he can harvest well through the lap, he might have a good shot down the back straight.
Yeah, Fusion's got 5% battery, 8.
Take your notes for your interviews now.
Oh, geez, I didn't bring my pen and paper, dude.
We'll take a quick glance through the field.
Brain cells I got left.
Do your best to destroy those before the race is over. And
yeah.
We got 9:13 on the clock, so we've got we're running a tight ship tonight. No safety car has helped us out. Oh, I'm real happy. I like to be done by 9:30 sharp. If we can get done earlier than 9:30, even better.
So let's see, the oldest, so Janet has 24 lap-old hard. She's taking those puppies, like, from lap 3, basically.
Yeah. Did the damage early on and slapped those hards on. Fusion's getting a little squirrely out of the final turn. Joshua closing in. Okay, this is it. It's on for Joshua. He's got no battery, but he's getting the DRS. Fusion's trying desperately to break that slipstream. Is it enough? Fusions might have done just enough. Joshua trying to sail into the corner and try and get a good exit here. You see Fusion's harvesting, but I think he's got it. Sorry, it isn't the final lap. It is now the final lap. So Joshua's got one more shot at this thing. Just because
you had me fooled.
Packer and Rex are so far up the road that they tick the lap over.
Yep. Yeah, so I'm gonna stay on board here with Josh to see what happens, because I mean he's got 6 lap-old mediums and Fusion's 14 lap-old hard tires. You would think, I mean, Josh is not slow. He needs to stay really close. He'll have a podium position if he can stay close to Fusion's. He's got 16 for battery. Yeah, they're on equal battery life right now for all intents and purposes.
It looks like Joshua's banking his. He's gonna have a good chunk left for that. I wouldn't use it down this straight. I would just leave it, save it up. Get as close as you can. I think he's got a good shot at this. He's got a really good shot at this.
Really good exit, and I think he might have. Man, Fusion's really got away, but I think he's got.
He's a lot closer.
Has a really good chance.
He's a lot closer this time.
This time, you got to
send it.
Park yourself on
he's
the
close. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, he's trying. We're on the shoulder of Joshua, and they are wheel to wheel here. Oh, he gets ahead.
He's got a penalty.
Oh, no.
And Josh got him.
Oh, my. Joshua gets him on the final lap.
Josh ran out of fuel.
Oh, my goodness.
Josh ran out of fuel coming
Puff's out of fuel.
Last turn.
Puff's out of fuel. Oh, he ran a brilliant race, and he's run out of fuel down the back straight. Puff now sliding down the order.
Goofy. Oh, and now he's getting slippery. Oh, no. Falling out of the points. Damn.
Goofy's out of fuel as well. Oh, my goodness.
Push, guys. Nigel Mansell, let's go.
Yeah. Goofy had just enough juice to get by Puff and then ran out. Oh, my goodness. Puff's still going to get a point here, though. Good job.
You know, really, hats off to these guys. Not a single VSC.
No safety cars. Only 2 guys quit. No crashes. I'm impressed. I was going to say, earlier today, I was going to say 3 people at least will drive into the pits and retire because they've had enough of China. I guarantee it. But
yep. Great job, guys, T1.
Just goes to show you, sometimes you have to race the crummy tracks. Look at this. Yeah, no. Look at our top 3. We got Packer, 18-lap-old mediums. Rex, 21-lap-old hards. Joshua, 7-lap-old soft. So it show, like, you know, you complain about this track all you want, but the variety of strategy, the racing we had, it was a really solid Grand Prix tonight. And yeah, as much as I can see why people don't like it, but to me, I think there's a lot on offer here. I think it's a fun track to drive, and we got you know, the fuel management as well. Like, that played a huge factor at the end.
There are a lot of chances, a lot of opportunities to pass. Even, I mean, every corner, if you don't hit it just right, but the guy behind you does, you are vulnerable.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of these turns are like that.
Hacker throwing haymakers out there. There he goes. All right, Packer, Joshua, and Rex. Let's get him in.
I think this is the first time we get Josh here this season.
No.
No?
Oh, I feel like I hear his voice too often almost.
He's got one of those voices.
Yeah, you know him when you hear him. I'm pretty sure he's been here a few times. I think this is his third possibly this year, and he's been damn
Right.
close a few other times. And that's why he was the
So-
champion in previous seasons, because that's the kind of style of race he runs. It's very meticulous, very proper, doesn't make mistakes, makes all the right decisions. Grid 12 to third, I mean, come on. That's driver of the day material right there.
Oops. Yes. So, you're not going to help me with the, you're not looking to ask any questions, are you?
No, that's not my job, man. I do enough talking. I do enough
All
talking.
right. I'll get better at this at some point. You keep forcing my hand. I will get better.
Just gotta get your notepad out.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
I'll remind
I
you
do
next
not
week.
have
Next week before next week's our last race before our next break week, which feels all too fast, but it's actually been 5 Grand Prix, I believe. By next week, anyways.
Yeah, no, it did cross my mind. I need to try to take some notes simply for that fact, for this fact of being able to ask these guys pertinent questions. But you know what? We don't need to be too specific, right?
No, I mean you just watch the race. Like there's a lot of interesting things going on. All 3 guys ran different strategies, so there's some easy discussion to be had there.
Yep. So it was Josh P3, Rex P2, and Packer P1, correct?
Yep. And I think everyone's here.
I didn't see Packer join. Packer here?
No, he's not yet.
Not yet. I'm going to start with Josh, but I'll
Yeah, go
wait
for
just
it.
a little bit more for.
Oh, it's okay. I would just get going. No,
That's all right.
No,
Okay.
I think just go ahead. Packer will join. By the time Packer's here, it'll be, hopefully time to ask him a question or closer to, anyways.
Sure. Josh, congratulations, buddy.
Yep, hold on one second.
See,
Okay,
I
we're
could have
ready
waited.
now. We're ready. Did you hear the crack?
Was that your beer?
That's the Heineken, the sponsor of F1.
Oh man! And there's Packer joining us. All right, cool. So everybody's here. Josh, again, congratulations. Is this your first podium of the season?
I believe it is my second. I had one in
Second.
Mexico as well too.
All right, good job. All right, so interesting strategy with first, second, and third place drivers each finished on different compound tires. I believe, Josh, you finished on the softs.
Yep.
How did the race go in terms of what you projected your strategy to be?
The strategy was exactly the way I thought. There's usually not a lot of safety cars at China just because of how open the track is, and that's the way it played out. I don't think we even had a VSC today. So
Nope.
my thought was just to try and hang on to the medium guys that were in front of me. I figured most of them would pit for the hards, and I think Adrian and I were the only ones that were staying out, and then he spun around the hairpins towards the end, right when I was making my pit entry, so that made it a little easier that way.
Cool. So, as far as in your mind, the race went as you expected it to.
Yep. Strategy went
Awesome.
as expected. Yep.
Awesome. Great job. We were very surprised to see that. Well, I was very surprised that we didn't even have a VSC. But anyhow, so P3.
Yep. I got a little help on lap 1. There were 2 or 3 cars that got in an incident on lap 1 that made it easier for me. I think it was up to 6 or 7 right after lap 1. So anytime you get 3 positions like that, you got to take advantage.
And did you qualify P11? Is that where you started?
I think I was 12.
P12.
Goes
Okay.
12.
Yeah. So just outside the top 10. Perfect. And your tires choice at the start of the race was?
Yep, it was mediums, because that way
Mediums.
if it was early safety car, I could pick the hards at the end, and if it stayed green like it did, try and stretch them out as long as I could.
Awesome. All right. Great job. We'll move along real quick to Rex. 6'4".
What?
6'4", 6'5".
6'4".
T-Rex? 6'4". Okay. I digress. Great race, P2. I think you finished on the hards. Any regret going on to the hards?
No, but I do regret spinning.
Yeah, that's regrettable for sure. So,
no.
How did the race go? Aside from the spin, I mean, did the race go as you expected in terms of your tire strategy?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting really to win, but it was just seeing whenever Packer and Maverick were gonna pit. I just figured that's when I normally pit other China races to go on the hards, so I decided to hop on there. But it was just basically fuel saving the last 7 laps, so I couldn't really do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise than that, it was really boring. Like, really boring.
Wow, tell us how you really feel.
So looking back now, do you wish maybe you had gone on to the mediums rather than the hards, or do you still content with?
I could have done the entire way. When I pitted, my tires were like gone.
Gone. All right. Well, you still drove the car home to P2, so
Nice
I wish. Yeah. I didn't see the spin. Bigga, did we catch the spin on the stream?
Rex, I don't think we saw it on the stream, but I did. I saw yellow flag, and I figured it. Yeah, it wasn't on the stream. Don't you worry.
It was a
but
good
I saw
spot to spin.
I saw your little burgundy dot stuck in the exit of turn 1 with a yellow flag active. So I was like, oh, I think Rex is spun. I do remember calling it, but
outside part of the grass, and it just
And turn 1.
Yeah, spun right in front of Josh. Got a front row seat to it.
Yeah, that turn 1, that's tough. If you really gotta nail that entry. Otherwise, you're gonna drift out too far, most likely, or the potential is there, and catch the grass and whatnot. But anyhow, all right. So congratulations, P2. We'll move on to Mr. Packer. Congratulations, Packer.
Thank you.
So you finished on the medium. So when you started on the softs, obviously, and Big and I were talking about the tire strategy, and Fusion's pit a couple laps before you and went on to the hards, and we thought you being on the mediums was an advantage, and it didn't take long for you to prove us right. Was that your intent the entire time, or did the fact that the race went without any caution or anything at the beginning kind of play into your decision?
Well, I didn't do much race practice with the tire pressures I wanted to run, so I thought going at like lap 8-ish would probably be the earliest I could go for mediums. And I ended up going lap 9 just to give myself that little cushion, but in the end I didn't really need it. I could have gone, I think, like lap 6 for the mediums. But if there was a safety car anywhere before that, I would have probably just stopped for hards.
So your plan was to go soft medium?
Yeah.
With no caution or safety VSC.
Yeah.
All right. So well, that worked out well for you. Fuel wise, did you take on? What you do for fuel? If you expected that it would not go to, would not get a VSC, did you go heavy on fuel?
As I said, I didn't do much race practice. I did about 8 laps before before the actual lobby. So I did like 8 laps ish, and I used about 0.2 laps of fuel. So I just kind of went off of that, and I got about 0.75 when I did the math, and I put in a lap. So I was good, and I had like 0.4 left at the end of the race. So I was pretty good on fuel.
Yeah, there were a few guys behind you guys that, as we were in the closing laps, Bigga and I were kind of realizing that some of these guys were battling the fuel. But it seems like neither one of you 3 had that issue. Is that correct?
I didn't run out of fuel.
You didn't run out of fuel. You weren't worried about. You didn't have to save fuel.
I had a safe fuel like the first last safe fuel like between lap 20 and then lap 24. And I had enough.
Okay. All right. So you start
I
coming
ran
in.
out around the final corner. I ran out. I think Fusions ran out around the hairpin, so if he would have had enough fuel, he probably would have gotten me there.
Well, I know nobody really likes this track, so
Amen.
everybody's gonna.
Yep.
Everybody's
No one likes it.
I don't
Really?
know what's wrong. I don't know why people don't like it.
Would rather do
different than what we
Australia, to be
normally
honest.
run on, so.
I'm with you, Josh. I don't mind it, but you know, everybody's got their opinion on why. I guess driving style probably comes into play.
There's
I like
so many
Monaco.
different types. Yeah, there's
So.
so many different types of turns on here. You got the long straights, so you need to really fine tune the car to be successful. There's different strategies that come into play. So there's a lot of options in my opinion. I think that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, and I believe that there are a lot of corners that guys can get a little slippery on and lose time. So you won't crash out, but a lot of people might think that there's only so many places to pass, but I think that because, for instance, coming through turn 1, you can go wide. If somebody right behind you nails that corner, they're gone. They're gonna pass you. So I think that this is one of those tracks that there are actually quite a few more places to pass than is apparent to a lot of people. But so anyhow, great race, guys. Congratulations to all of T1. Not a single VSC, not a single caution. Only, I believe, 2 DNFs, and they were in the pits. So great job by all.
Darcy didn't retire in the pits. He crashed at turn 5, I think.
Yeah,
Did he
was
crash?
somewhere in sector 1. I didn't see where.
I thought he
There's
just
nobody
retired in the
around
pits
him, so
because there
that's
was
why
no.
safety car.
Yeah, weird. All right, well, I guess we're pretty much ready to wrap it up for the night. Packer, big gains on Goofy Gibbon tonight. I think he only got a handful of points, and you got another W in the bag, so it's got to feel pretty good
As I
heading
said
into
before,
next week.
whatever race I said it before. I'm winning every race the rest of the season.
Whatever I said before.
Yep. All right. Well, that's it for tonight. Tier 1 Monday evenings, and then Wednesday night, Thursday night, we have Tier 2 and Tier 3. And you'll be able to catch those live on the YouTube channel. So thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next week for Japan.